Welcome to Speaking Of. I'm Jared.
And I'm Kate.
And we're back.
We're back. Welcome again to Studio PBJ. We do love it here,
We
don't
do.
we?
The lights are good.
The lights are good, and
the
service is good.
Better. Check
Thank
it.
you, Scooter.
Check it.
We got us some
PBJs.
PBJs. Ooh, and they're gooey. Nice
are.
and gooey.
Here, we should do a cheer.
Oh, yeah.
Cheer
That's
to our
delicious.
success as PBJ Studio renters.
That's all we need is for him talking with
Squatters.
his mouth full. PBJ squatters. All right, I'm going to set that down.
All right.
These are delicious. Thank you,
They
Scooter.
are. Thank you. Very good job. Very good job. All right. You want to go first? Should I?
Please,
start
go
us out?
ahead.
All right. Recently,
Previously,
and further
on
source,
Speaking Of.
Kate and I got to go to.
I love when he does this, and I'm like, "We did? What,
I know she
what
acts
did
like
we do?
I was there.
This
I
is
was
so
there, and I'm
exciting.
like, "Yes, you were there."
It's a surprise."
We went and saw a coworker, an acquaintance of
Oh,
Kate's. We
yes,
got to go
Troy
see
Trojan.
him perform. What is he? Toy Box, Toy Boys,
Toy Soup.
Toy Soup.
And he and his friend do it.
Not
improv.
Toy Boys, but there were boys involved.
Oh dear, this is just going way south. It's
It's
Toy
a great
Soup.
story.
Toy Soup. It's a pair of them. They do improv. They're
really good.
they're really
We'll
fun.
do a link over here.
over here. There will
Because
be a
that's where
link.
the links are on our show, apparently, over here. Anyway, so speaking of Toy Soup, let's give them the shout out first, because I was
Yes.
very impressed. They're up there and people are shouting out things, like you do to
There
the
was
improv people.
There was a table to the side that was
Oh.
just obnoxious. And
They
of course, you gotta know it was the guy with the mullet.
Oh, they're
Always the guy
If
with the
you-
mullet.
have ever wanted to see hill people in your life, they had come down from the mountains.
It wasn't just the Billies. It was all of the
It
hill
was
people.
all of them. They all came and they probably had their jug of hooch that they had smuggled
That
in
they
with their
made on the way over.
I'm telling you they did. I'm
They
telling
did.
you they did. Anyway, so Toy Soup is up there, and eventually it comes to the part where someone shouted out reproductive organs.
And-
Now, here's what you need to know. If it was Kate and I, it would have been game over. Nope, we're done. Starting
Yeah.
fresh. These guys, they had the backbone to see it through.
Even though the one of them, who was probably a little less drunk than the other, was like, no. But then Troy Trojan was like, yeah, let's do it. And so they did it.
And I was impressed with the professionalism. I just have to
Yeah.
say, I couldn't, But anyway, back to our
it's
little...
hard to put those two things together.
It is, but
Anyway.
they did it. Because
They
like I
did it.
said, it would have been done. But back to the hillbillies. So there were some comics that were leading up,
Yes.
to Toy Soup. And I'm watching, and they're all men, these hill people.
They were all men.
Because they've probably gone through all the women back home, let's be honest.
The women back home were like, you guys get out. We
That's
want to have
right.
some normal
Or
people
they're
time.
knocked up, I don't know what.
Oh, dear. No, let's not discuss them reproducing. What?
You know
Why?
they are. You
What?
know they are. So I'm watching the one guy, because I get kind of bored with
Mr.
the one
Mullet?
comic. No, this wasn't even Mr. Mullet. This was Mr. Arm in a Sling.
Oh, Mr. Arm in a Sling.
Arm in a Sling. And this happens a lot at bars. It's not like this is the first time I've seen it.
It's true.
But this guy is totally aware that we're all looking at the stage. And he's scoping out the crowd. And I can mentally see him going, yeah, she's drunk enough for me. I'm not
Honey,
drunk enough for
ain't
her.
nobody drunk enough for you, okay? Not
But
sitting
he's
at the
so-
hill people
It
table.
was like a vulture looking at dead carcasses. And it was, oh.
Except in that scenario, there's more of a chance.
It was just bad news.
They were terrible.
It was horrible. Well, that whole joint was just an interesting experience as Beverly was with us.
Yes.
Because we take
For
our imaginary
reals.
friends everywhere. And she made the point of, it's like a cantina. To which I said, except without the fun Star Wars aliens.
Don't get me wrong, there were some weirdos in there, but they were
Oh,
not
there
of the caliber
were.
that you would expect in Star
Oh,
Wars.
we've got to get the picture from her so that we can post of me
yes.
out rocking on the dance floor by myself.
Yeah, that place was, and it started at like 9 o'clock, right?
It was.
It was empty.
It was empty.
And when we left at close to 11, it wasn't that much
It was
more
almost,
full.
I think, 11:30.
Yeah, and it wasn't
Yeah.
much more full then.
No.
Although I did enjoy the conversation outside in the parking lot where I saw something
no.
on the ground and I said, "Is that a shank?" And Beverly says, "Don't put it in your mouth." And I don't even want to know where she came up with this sage advice, why she knows not to put a shank in your mouth. But
You want to know? It's because she's done a Turnip County. I think she has. I mean, if anybody has, it's Beverly. Let's be
Knowing
honest.
her the way that I do. Well, so here's what's funny. Speaking of Beverly doing a Turnip County. So, what you...
Don't give me asthma. I didn't bring an inhaler.
I've been sick as well, so I have to kind of be careful. But, so... one thing you need to know about Beverly is that she loves to watch...
She did a Turnip County.
She did a Turnip County. She also sets fires to feel joy. No, just kidding, that's us. Anyway, she loves, like, the 48 hours shows, like the...
Oh, she does.
She does.
Like if you ever want somebody to commit a murder for you and hide the body,
Well,
it's Beverly.
Maybe. I don't know, because in talking to her recently, she clearly has not picked up enough clues from watching these shows. I had to give her the instruction of, now look, if you're going to use duct tape, go buy a special roll because they can match, or
Where you
cut a
rip it
piece
off,
off
yep.
because they can match it up. And she says, really? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. And I'm like, Beverly, what are you doing when you're watching these shows? You're clearly not taking enough notes because, hello? Yeah.
Because it's not like we've been doing this since high school or anything.
No. I mean, and it reminds me too of when.
No.
So back.
Don't incriminate us, please.
It's no. I'm not. It's just another example of how observant we are and how observant other people aren't. So Chachi, whose husband.
Chachi, who still loves Joni, by the way.
And we still love Chachi. I miss Chachi.
I do miss Chachi too.
Her husband, who was working for the FBI.
Now people are really confused.
I know.
I don't remember Scott Baio's husband working for the FBI.
Most people didn't know that Scott Baio had a husband. Anyway, in our office, I was the one pointing out to Chachi where all the video cameras were.
Well, I hope you were doing it with a subtle nod, not...
There's one there, there's one
See,
there.
it's rotating right now, but look at us.
I did learn, however, that they only use these video cameras after the fact if something were to happen. So...
Kind of like the video or cameras on a bus. But I won't get into that right now.
There's another story. Well, I wish they had used them for the contractor that was walking around with a clipboard shoved down the back of his pants.
Oh, no.
I'm like, dude, that's not a pocket!
It's not a pocket, and it's not very hygienic either.
Well, especially if you saw the poor guy.
Oh! Why do you say these things to me?
I don't like to suffer alone.
Oh, can you imagine the poor person that had to touch that clipboard next?
I'm hoping it was nobody. I'm just saying.
It needs to be burned.
I'm just saying, think about that. The next time the delivery guy was like, here, I need you to sign
Oh,
this.
speaking of, and I don't know if I've told this story or not.
Speaking of.
No, speaking of dirty and unhygienic. Well, I used to
I
hear.
don't want to talk about it.
And I don't know if this is an urban legend or not. Maybe the internet viewers can back me up. So the guys that deliver canned pops or whatever sometimes get a little angry. And it's one of those...
Now, wait a second. If your career is delivering cases of soda, why would you be angry?
You might just be bitter about your life in general. Let's be honest. It's a miracle you're not out committing Harry on a daily basis.
Let's commit Harry Carey.
No!
Oh, we shouldn't talk about it on the air.
Yeah, we can't joke about that.
Anyway,
so apparently they like to, if they're a man... relieve themselves over the cans of pop. No, I kid you not. So after I heard this, for months afterward, I would wash. I would take and wash it under hot water with soap because I was scared to death. It was a valid concern.
Okay, I understand. However, I will say, speaking of the guys that deliver the soda.
Oh, no.
So we had new vending machines put in at work.
Right.
Okay. Which is good because the little old man that was filling the vending machines before...
little old man, was he going to break?
Well...
I would break.
For all I know, he did, and that's why we had to get new vending machines. I don't know. But these new vending machines...
Can you put him in the vending machine?
Right? Not only do they still use the little coil things where my chips get stuck. Yeah. So the other day, I buy a bag of chips that gets stuck in the thing, and so... one of the IT guys was nearby, and I'm like, my chips got stuck. And so he starts shaking it. The whole office turns... What's going on? To which I say,
Oh, was it
I
back
don't-
in that little alcove thing?
yes.
Oh.
So everybody can hear it, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you hear this clank, clank,
be why.
and one of the managers comes over. What's going on? I said, nothing, I don't know. Hey, what?
Those chips aren't mine.
I didn't hear anything. He's not, like, right in the middle of pushing the machine up. It's okay. But, yeah, so it still has the coil things. But here's what's cool about it.
All right. Let's hear it.
Apparently, not only can you use your credit card to buy snacks.
I love those ones.
Right? But apparently you can also use Google Wallet.
Shut up.
My coworker went and bought snacks with his
Technology
phone.
is great.
However, these snacks are more expensive. Like $1 for a tiny bag of nibs. No, I'm not gonna do it.
What did you buy?
I didn't buy anything.
What got stuck in the machine?
That was before. That was the old
Oh,
machine.
that was the old machine. Okay,
Pay
I was
attention.
confused.
You know, nobody ever listens. Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Testing?
You gotta tap that thing up there.
Hello? I know that one's on.
We know all too well that one's on. Well, that was a fun episode.
Fun for us.
Let's do it again sometime,
hey,
shall we?
wake up! Wake up! Man,
On that note, I'm Jared.
I'm Kate.
We'll see you next time.
If you're lucky.
Aw,
If we're not stuck in a vending machine.
with the
We
little
could be
old
in a
man.
vending machine.
I bet that's
Next
what they
time
did with
on
that little...
Speaking of. Help, let me out, let me out. Buy
I
me.
have wanted to try my ventriloquist skills out. I don't have any, but you know. Turn it off!
Okay, bye.